Good day, mates. Welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast of Gugabe. I'm Gugabe, and this is Technical Tim.
How's it going, man?
Oh, yeah, not too bad. We're going to have an exhaustive recap of Darko Stosic versus Kennedy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, we do need to recap that fight.
Covington versus Lawler prediction / gambling talk about the next card. So let's get right into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Granger versus Goldie. Yeah, close fight, in my opinion. I know some people really harping on Granger, but I felt like really rounds 2 and 3 came down to 2 or 3 strikes apiece.
Yeah, it was a pretty close fight. I thought Granger should have gotten the nod. I was surprised on 30-27 all 3 cards, but it was both girls were kind of raw enough to where I kind of thought Goldie was going to win before the fight, but I was like not confident to play her at -150 or whatever. But
I had some GTD, some gold decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I eventually broke even once the GTD hit, so whatever. The GTD was like -150, which was nuts.
Yeah, that looked like it was like -400 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because I definitely had Granger winning the decision, but I just felt like at the end of the day, the fight itself only came down to quite small margins. Like, I definitely gave the fight to Granger, but it wasn't like if Goldie drowned be given the decision, it wouldn't have shocked me. Like, it wouldn't have been bad as Nandez Ronaldo or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, it would have been more justifiable than that women's fight on the Contender Series the other day, probably.
Yeah. So, on yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So.
Claudio Silva disposed of Cole Williams. I got the 3-1 on Claudio Silva sub 1, so I was happy. Like, I was just randomly scouting prop lines on various sites I've got, and I was like, oh, plus 200, that's nice.
I untracked played just like a small amount, even though it was kind of a juice line. I played like doesn't go decision at -250 because I was like, this guy, like Silva already, even against like UFC fighters, like actual like proven UFC fighters, usually the line should probably be heavier than that already. And then he's going against a guy on 5 days' notice. Like, this isn't going to the card. Someone's just going to get finished.
Yeah, pretty easy. Murphy plus Barella. I guess Murphy is value side there. It's kind of it's very different. I don't think much of that fight. That finish was very meme. I'm just picturing somebody with like $10 million worth of goes the distance, just jumping out of a building.
Yeah. Two thoughts on this. Like, first, I couldn't even get into this fight when taping. I kind of was thinking Murphy might have been value, but I was like, I don't feel like dealing with this. You know, it was just because like both of them weren't good, so I was like, you might as well go with the girl who's the big favorite or the big underdog. I mean, and then. Yeah, like I actually thought watching that fight go like I didn't play anything on this fight, but I actually thought even at -400, like goes the distance looked like value, and it was like even at that line, even though it didn't hit, but that was the meme finish I've ever seen. The knee, it looked like she was just measuring her up with the knee, and all of a sudden she was like dead.
Like I think it's the uppercut which hurt it, but then the knee just. Yeah, that was a strange exchange. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, it was. I was laughing so hard. I felt like anyone who had the GTD at like a parlay or something was probably so upset.
Oh well. Speaking of strange finishes, Matt Schnell versus Jordan Espinosa. I played Schnell fairly, I think, like medium sized. I feel like it's a good pick, but I just felt like that was kind of a weird outcome. I mean, how often do you see guard subs? And also, like, it looked like Espinosa got hit in the back of the head for going for a takedown. So like, I feel like Schnell wins that more than 50% of the time, but I'm not going to say like he dominates or anything like that. I just saw that as being pretty meme.
Yeah, it was kind of. I mean, yeah, it's still Garza, but I will say Schnell does consistently like do that to a lot of people. I feel like he always kind of gets people. Didn't he triangle Smolka too? Like I feel like he does it in a lot of.
Deal. Yeah, it was the same deal where Smolka was hurt and he got to triangle.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't know, but like I didn't play this fight, and the more I kind of think about it, I know it might be hindsight. Schnell does seem to just be a little more dangerous as far as just like because he can sub you on the floor. Like he is pretty dangerous standing, but I don't know. It just kind of
also Schnell's durability is a bit I guess.
True. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, Chanel's probably more able to finish, but never hand Chanel's probably a bit more vulnerable to being finished. So I
Yeah.
think
That's
it kind of ends out.
yeah.
Like, Chanel, I felt like it's definitely decided to be on the dog, but I'm not gonna go over say it was like a stone cold lock or anything like that. I just thought it was like, all right, that happened.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Speaking of non-stone cold locks, Vidalova dominated Shevchenko in round one before being subbed with a coward's rear naked choke. I think we both slammed Shevchenko, didn't we? That was fairly as
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah. Um,
Apart from
yeah, that
Aaron
was on
Milroy.
Shevchenko, and like she pretty much. I was just getting a little confused by the line, like how it kept going towards Pudilova like all week, and then it kind of reminded me of Ankalaev against Abreu like a few months ago, where I
Yep.
didn't even plan on playing Shevchenko, and then I was just like, I got a player type of thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, she pretty much dominated outside of that just random elbow.
Yeah. Yeah. She just looked a lot better than Vidalova. Goal versus Tuare. I did it in Tuare sort of decision. I actually collected myself not playing go distance because I was like looking at it early in the week and I was like, oh, that go distance is like plus 170, and I feel like it more often than not goes distance. But I wasn't sure how badly Gore would gas. I've kind of felt weird about the decision. I didn't necessarily think Tuari ran away with it, but like if you look at the MMA decisions, round two was like unanimous Tuari, and I felt that round two was the swing round, the round three was the unanimous round.
Um,
Like the way I
yeah,
scored it was like round one goal definitely, round three Tuari definitely, round two got toss up.
I think I scored it 2-1 goal, but it was like enough of
Yeah,
a mess to where I didn't feel like too passionate about either person, you know. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at MMA decisions. It looked like it was pretty close. Like it looked like yeah. I don't know. It was just kind of a mess of a fight. I didn't really care.
yeah, pretty much. What level?
Yeah.
What else was there? We got Stozic versus Kennedy's and Njoku. I probably shouldn't have gone 5 units on Stozic, but I still feel like he should have made like minus 250. Like that was just a catastrophe. That was just like just an insane sequence of
Yeah.
events there.
I
Like,
yeah.
like partly think it makes me butter it. Like in that Tuesday night contenders fight yesterday. That what's the last one? The one, Omar, what's his name?
Oh,
He got the upset in the. There
yeah.
were three nut
South
shots thrown
American.
in a single round, and Herb Dean didn't even warn the dude.
Yeah.
And I was just like, meanwhile people on Twitter were like, oh, nut shots are commonly punished by points taken. It's like fuck, there's like two nut shot points taken this year, and they're both in this
Yeah.
fight.
I
And
I
also,
just
just
feel like the
Kennedy even
inconsistency.
getting round three on two scorecards was just insanity.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't like the inconsistency with because did he ever get a warning, Stosic?
I think he got really hard warned in the first one. Even
Yeah,
that's kind of that's because the one's like he was intentionally he was throwing leg kicks.
yeah. Um, yeah, you know, I kind of like said last week, I just didn't feel like playing this fight. Kind of seemed like a little bit of a mess, but
Yeah,
yeah, the way I saw it, I was stressed out watching the fight, and I didn't even have money on it. Like it was just like such a shit show. But the way I see it, I think Stosic is. I think he was like the better fighter, but he got except
yeah, his
until the
cardio was
gas.
atrocious.
Yeah. He
Like,
did gas way harder than usual, I will say. I do think even though the point deductions fucked him, I do think the pause in action probably helped his gas tank to take round three. Because I totally thought he took round three. I don't know what those judges were
yeah,
saying. And I think like all of MMA decisions gave it to him, but I do think like the pause in action probably helped him a little bit. So it's hard to like so I still think it's a close fight, I guess is what I'm trying to say,
yeah,
just because he gasses so
I
hard.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like even watching the Clark fight, like Stosic had a lot more staying power against Clark, and Clark was
Agreed.
actually like, yeah, Clark hurt him twice badly in the first round, and
Yeah.
Stosic kept coming. Whilst Kennedy wasn't really doing a lot to really throw Stosic up his pace. Like Stosic was
Still threw a
largely
lot in round
self-balancing.
one, though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a strange fight. I was
Agreed.
never
Very,
speaking of it
very
again.
weird fight. Yeah.
Holtzman versus Moore. kind of like Holtzman kind of kicked shot of him, but I felt like Holtzman was too willing to take risks for me to feel like the money line was like I feel like the money line went a bit far just because Holtzman takes risks.
Yeah, I ended up sticking with like the -260 line. I didn't arb, and
Yeah,
I feel like I was fine with that. Like, because it pretty much seemed like Ma had to KO him, but
yeah,
Holtzman did like give him some swinging opportunities, and he even
yeah.
landed hard once. So I think he probably wins that fight. Like,
-260 was fun. Yeah,
yeah,
minus wherever it closed like -400, -500 almost, isn't it?
yeah, I think that might have been getting a little steep, but yeah, but like I mean, if he fought smart, he dominates. It's just like a matter of whether or not he brawls, and sometimes he gets in a brawling mode. He is really durable, so it didn't
Yeah,
scare me too much. But I was kind of like, "Yo, dude, back off! Like you're way better than this
yeah.
guy."
GM3 versus Trevin Giles. That was also a very strange fight, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like, there's a sequence of grappling exchanges, but there was just a bunch of strange grappling exchanges in there.
um,
Um,
yeah,
I chucked a
I
bunch on the
backed off
over
of
and
that
on
too.
the Giles decision at the last second, which, yeah, the over was okay. Even Giles' decision, I don't think it was actually a bad pick. I felt like he had 2 rounds, and that third round was just weird. Like, Giles had full mount and just kind of watched as Meerschaert just scooted out the back.
Yeah, I don't get why Giles. Yeah, like I had no action here because I just thought the Span fight versus Giles backed me off. I was like, "Fuck this!" Like he does dumb shit in the grappling. Why didn't he just like not like he stopped takedowns and could have just had Mearshart stand back up, and instead he engaged him and like went down.
But even the grappling, though, it wasn't like he was getting whooped in the grappling.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm just saying like
I know, yeah, he would have
it gave
totally shut
Mearshart
out Meerschaert
opportunity. Yeah,
standing.
yeah,
Yes, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, yeah, the grappling is probably like 55-45 Giles, but the stand up would have been like 80-20. But I don't know.
yeah. It was
Strange
just kind of
fight.
it was kind of a mess. I figured.
Yeah. That's right versus Walken. That's what looks pretty good. I had some KO. I had some silver attract, and I chucked a punch on the under and the KO last second. Yeah,
Yeah,
looks about right.
I threw him
If
in a
I could,
small. I threw Nasser in a small parlay after taping a little more, but I didn't. I just kind of like did it for whatever. He looked good. It was a fun fight actually.
yeah, looked pretty good. I feel like Walken needs to make it more of a brawl, but he didn't really. But yeah, his
Yeah,
choice. Miller vs. Guida. I felt that was kind of a meme. That was another bullshit shit fest. But actually,
yeah,
rewatching it, Miller was less hurt than I thought he was on the original broadcast.
yeah. I think Miller hit like one of his win conditions, just an early sub.
Yeah. I mean, I
Really
had some
think
Miller
that he,
KO, what KO one, because I was like, I feel like Miller sub is most likely to come off a club sub.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Other than that, I didn't really. I don't know. It was just like a quick sub. Didn't really. I didn't play this fight. It was kind of whatever.
Yep. Yeah. I had a bunch of Miller around one, so I was happy about that.
Yeah,
Covington versus Lawler. Uh, I was surprised by Covington's striking. Like, I mean, Lawler just looks kind of checked out, but like, I felt that my rate here, I was on Lawler because I just felt that Covington wouldn't be able to just blanket him. But
yeah.
yeah, Covington showed the proof striking, which helped, and Lawler just looks kind of shot.
I ended up playing Covington. I actually did really well this event. I just kind of the more I watched, I thought Covington would be okay striking. I think I like mentioned that a little bit last week, but then the more I didn't think I was going to play it. Like I thought it just justified the line. But I just really didn't like. I think Lawler's a little overrated as a puncher, and the more I
Yep.
watched, I just didn't think he was going to knock Covington out. And
Yep.
he just didn't look good versus RDA or Askren, and I kind of just I don't know. I thought he was just getting a little bit too much respect for being a legend, more so than
Yep.
actually being. 2019 Lawler's just different. Covington also like I'm not going to act like I thought it would be that one sided. I thought he would win like a semi competitive 49-46 decision to where it
Yeah.
was clear, but Covington also looked a lot better than he
Yeah.
usually does.
His
Um,
striking
yeah,
looked great.
like
Actually,
picking
not
him, I'm not
great,
going to be like
but
I
like,
knew that would happen. I thought
yeah.
I thought he would win comfortably, but I didn't think he would dominate that hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just felt like at the end of the day, I thought Lawler was going to get extended periods on the feet, and would have the ability to play into his win condition. I didn't, realize Lawler would get like just done like that. I don't think anybody could realistically have seen Covington's hands and just striking game improving to that degree. Like,
Yeah,
he was still bloody raw against RDA.
I thought his striking looked like fine to where it would be okay here, but I did not think it would be like that. Like, and like
Yeah,
he actually makes me think he might beat Usman now
yeah,
because he can. I do think Usman he maybe has an advantage in the wrestling, but I think it's like it will cancel enough out to where at range will be really important in this fight
yeah,
because I don't think either guy can hold the other up against the cage for like the full fight,
yeah,
Um, and so I feel like at range will be really important in that matchup, and I feel like Covington's probably better there. Like after
yeah, way
watching,
better. Like,
yeah,
Usman's striking is still kind of awful.
yeah. I
Like,
mean, I have to tape it more, but
yeah,
I feel I used to think Usman would kind of dominate that matchup, and now I
yeah,
don't. Like Covington's pretty good, and
yeah.
I mean their cardio, him and Usman, like they both have to be on PEDs.
Oh, of course.
And then I'm not even being a hater. I'm just being like, I mean, I don't know. As a kid,
Yeah,
I watched endurance sports, whenever I was growing up, and that's just how it is. Like,
yeah. It's inhuman.
yeah, it's inhuman. It really is. It's just being realistic. I mean, I guess it's like possible. Like, I'm not closed minded enough to think it's impossible for someone to have like insane cardio like this, but I think more likely than not, they're on EPO or some type of.
Yeah,
It's just crazy, like some type of blood thinner or something.
especially Usman.
Um,
Like, at least Covington's not huge with the division.
yeah,
Usman is the biggest welterweight and also the best cardio welterweight.
yeah,
A strange coincidence.
yeah. Um,
All right, so on to UFC Uruguay.
yeah,
Um, yeah, this is certainly a card. Go by best fight odds order.
yeah,
I can pull up.
yeah. Let's do that.
I was on Tapo. Actually, the same. Poliana Viana versus Veronica Macedo. I can see there's been some major line movements on this fight. People trying to get onto the right side of their coin flip. Um, I got them for a decent amount on the at plus 170 on Machado. I'm trading out of it at this price because, like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I like
Do a
even
coin flip.
played that when she was plus 170. I was like, guys, like, don't make me play Macedo. And then I just hit her because I knew that line wouldn't survive.
Yeah,
And I didn't think, I didn't know it would come back around
yeah,
this much, but that's awesome because we get like almost a free full win out of it. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna arb out, and yeah, I think it's kind of a coin flip, and both girls kind of suck in a lot of areas. Um, they're both just kind of raw, like typical women's MMA fight. It'll be kind of close, and I don't know. I
yeah.
don't have strong opinions.
Probably whoever around me ends up on top in the exchange or two wins the fight. But
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, like I hedged out half of my Machado plus 170 when Viana was at minus 125. So I didn't think it was gonna go this far. Because like it was like 2 days ago when like Machado went from like plus 170 to plus 100 all at one go. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's going to rebound. But no, apparently there's still a lot of appetite for Machado on the market. Like,
When
I mean, like, I hope the person who's buying that much Machado knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they'd have to arb out at this point. Like, um, I don't know. Like, I feel like they can win nearly as much in just the arb, or I mean, I
Yeah,
guess not that much, but like they can still win a significant amount on the arb with no
true.
risk. But yeah, I don't have much to say about that fight other than that. But Konchenko Burns,
Um, I've got a bunch of Kachenko at minus 125 because I was like, this price is going to move. I'm not sure. Kachenko's volume and lack of like real drive kind of concerns me a bit. So I feel like I trust Burns to come forward. But yeah, Burns is really short notice, and I think Kachenko should be favourite, but I'm just not sure. I don't feel like I'm going to hold the minus 125 into the close.
I taped this. Like I kind of had the same opinions as you pre-tape, and then once I taped, um, Konchenko's like volume is a little bit of a that's definitely like a concern in there. It's kind of the main concern for Konchenko, but he's way better defensively as a striker. I mean, like
Yep.
tiers better, and I didn't
Yeah,
really know
definitely.
that till I taped. Yeah, and I do think Burns is super aggressive. I mean, Burns is powerful, so like he could
Yep.
land some type of like athletic blitz and hurt Konchenko, but I tend to think he won't. And I also think like Burns' aggressiveness will probably open up Konchenko a little bit because Burns kind of goes after you, and I feel like it might make Konchenko aggressive because every now and then Konchenko will be aggressive. So I think Konchenko's like much better on the feet personally, especially if
Yeah.
he throws.
I definitely is. I'm just that,
Yeah,
especially if he throws if he throws is my issue. Like I think Konchenko, if he actually like if I could trust Konchenko to do the right thing, I'd give him like minus 250.
yeah.
But that
Um,
Alves fight and just oh god, even the Kami, it's like yeah, he dominated the Kami, but he still just like refused to finish.
yeah, I think um the wrestling I kind of want to look at. I was kind of like trying to see the risk there because Burns is a pretty. He's actually like got a really good wrestling game, even though he's a jiu-jitsu guy. Like I really respect his wrestling game, so I need to look into that a little bit. I honestly might play Konchenko if the line gets a little better. Like if it bounces back to like minus 125. Um, I, I'm gonna eye the KO line too. I know that sounds dumb because Konchenko can be super
Yeah,
passive at times, but I feel like he's just gonna have a lot. Like I feel like Burns'
yeah,
aggressiveness might get him knocked out,
yeah.
and
Burns
especially
should
if
be able
it's
to
like
force
plus
the issue.
400.
Yeah, Burns could definitely force the issue.
Yeah,
Also, my thing is also if Burns somehow ends up getting a takedown or just like on top, Burns grappling is incredibly legit.
yeah, that's what. I'm not for sure playing Konchenko. I may not. I just kind of
Yeah,
I want to look into that a little more too. I might just kind of watch where the line goes and have my decision come upon
inside
that.
TD is still kind of tempting, plus 100.
Yeah, I could see because yeah, like I just think Burns' style will make this
Yeah,
fight a little more chaotic than most
yeah,
Konchenko fights.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Like I don't have the strongest opinions. I just kind of like lean a little bit on Konchenko here.
Yeah.
I'll
So
decide to play, but
yeah, pretty much. I've mostly just got a bunch of trading positions. I've got lines I was pretty sure was getting moved, and they've all moved in favorable directions. So I'm just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
whatever. um, De Silva versus Vargas.
it's a mess.
Pretty much. I got fight ends inside distance at plus 130 early in the week, so I'm happy with that.
That's a good
Um,
line. That's a
yeah,
really good
it's
line.
down to minus 140 right now, so or like
Yeah.
minus 142. Yeah.
Um, I
Even
want to
minus 142 is not unplayable, honestly.
what is?
Minus 142 wins inside distance is unplayable.
Yeah, I kind of thought like that was what whenever I was taping, I was kind of like, no way am I playing. Like, I don't even know how to cap this money line. But I just feel like it's going to be enough of a mess to where a finish could happen. I didn't love the minus 140 line, but
Yeah.
I honestly think I think this fight's going to end. But yeah, I probably won't play that. But plus 130, that's a really good jump by you.
Yeah.
I think that yeah,
Like, I'm not rushing out to play minus 140, but like minus 140, I could persuade myself into it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably won't play that, but I do think like it's probably value.
Yeah, probably a mess, but such
Yeah.
is life. Gutierrez versus Freitas. I think Gutierrez, as far as he's the underdog here, like he seems to have a pretty decent kickboxing game put together. Maybe a bit too, maybe lacking killer instinct, but yeah, Freitas didn't impress me too much in his debut. Then again,
Um,
Ryan McDonald was a turbo bum. Like, remember the line movements on that Ryan McDonald fight?
yeah, yeah, he opened up as a dog.
Yeah, Gutierrez with like what plus I think it was like plus 200 to like minus 250.
300.
That's like probably the sharpest move I've like seen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could have made yeah. It was
plus
insane.
125 to minus 330.
Yeah. I think this is a close fight. Whenever I taped, a
Yeah.
lot of people on Gutierrez. I like his calf kick game. I think he's probably the better technical striker here. But I think De Freitas's wrestling's not bad, like at all. Especially for like a BJJ guy. And Gutierrez does kind of do dumb shit and can kind of like be taken down if you kind of play that game. So that win condition for De Freitas, just like the wrestling path, does kind of like I feel like he can definitely have success on that. And De Freitas is like enthusiastic as a striker. Like he's not as good of a striker as Gutierrez, but I don't think he's like completely outmatched there.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those fights. I wouldn't be surprised if Gutierrez dominated. I wouldn't be surprised if Freitas just kind of 30-27'd him and kind of dominated on the floor. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was close. Like I just kind of like I kind of really don't know. That's the way I see it. I don't feel like playing this fight, but yeah.
Yeah. Kind of goes to decision minus 160 isn't too bad in my opinion. Just eyeballing it.
Yeah, I don't think Gutierrez will get a finish. I think Freitas sub that would be like the threat to that line.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I could see that. But, Paiva and Bontorin. I haven't taped this. I remember both guys, but I haven't taped. Have you?
Um, I'm kind of leaning Bontorin. I think Piver's getting overhyped a bit because like he got robbed against Kai Kara France, but I also think
Yeah.
Kai Kara France kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not sure why Kai Kara France seems to have a hype train.
Yeah.
Maybe because his name is very catchy. I'll give him that.
I think I stuck France in like a last second parlay or something. And I remember getting really lucky in that fight because I thought he lost.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I think I took a random punt on Piver because I've never liked Kai Kara France's game, and yeah, it was kind of bullshit, but it happens.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, I'm just this is Kai Kara France is in my list of ANZ prospects to fade.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I have no strong opinions here. Like, I've got some Piver at plus 110 because, like, I just essentially Steam was chasing Steam, and at the moment, I can already up. So,
Yeah.
like, this sort of card, I'll just try and pick off. I'll just try to pick off Steam chasing opportunities for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, if I can do the right side of a few things, like I can now set myself up with like Bontor and plus 150 or Pive plus 150 if I really wanted to, or I can just take the cash. Maybe just
Yeah.
fuck around with it.
Yeah.
Very low insight card so far.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these guys?
Well, a lot of these fights are shit shows, to be fair. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
there's a lot. I mean, this is like a half the card's a TNC card. Um, Rodriguez Torres. I actually like, even though it's kind of juiced, I hit the goes the distance at minus like 290 or
Yeah,
something, and it's been hit because I would line this at honestly minus like 800, like to go to
yeah,
the. I think it's 8 to 9 out of 10. It goes to the cards, simply because both girls are fine. They don't really have much submission offense, but their like
yeah,
grappling defense is strong. You know, so I don't think
yeah.
either girl will get subbed. I don't think either girl really has much power either, and I think they're evenly matched. So I think it will just kind of be a close fight.
So
Um,
round 3, knee KO after rocking over an uppercut. In other words,
and
I still think Torres has surprising power. I think Torres has actually got decent power.
yeah, like I was watching and I kind of just didn't see how good the cards. And then even if you just do like a pure wiki cap, Torres has been to the cards every fight in her career except one time she got a sub over Pena.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like literally every fight, she's never been finished. She's always won by decision. And
yeah,
then Marina kind of seems like that too against high, like UFC competition. She's like a volume girl.
yeah.
Well, what about money line? What do you think? Like, I think it's kind of a close fight.
I think Price is about right, honestly. Victoria's. I think Torres is a bit underrated because she's been had kind of a murder as well lately. But I have no real strong conviction on this one.
I think
Like,
this
gun to my
line
head,
could
I'd probably play Torres. Gun to my head, but
I think it's going to close. I think this line's going to close as a pick'em.
Fair enough.
That's why I might hit Marina for an RBOP because I have a feeling this is going to close, but we'll see. It's
How come you
close.
think it's going to close? There's
Yeah,
no real line movement or anything favouring it.
yeah.
Well, it's not like it's possible. Just like curious why you think it's going to close. Just because you think public opinion, or
Um, just I think Rodriguez is just like volume numbers and stuff will just get sharp action at plus 135 just because she throws a lot. And I just feel like the losing streak, even though it has been against killers for Torres, just kind of seems like a fight where people will come on the dog, you know?
yeah, true.
I
I
just
know
think
there's
it's like a public opinion thing. Yeah.
I know there's always a lot of overemphasis of strikes, which I've always found a bit stupid, but it is
Agreed.
what it is.
Yeah.
Like even looking at topology, like Torres is 75% on Tapo, which I tend to use as an approximation of public sentiment.
Yeah.
Um, Cheryl Gahn versus Rafael Pessoa. Uh, I don't think Pessoa is absolutely awful as a heavyweight prospect. Like I know Gahn has been like hyped to everywhere,
Yeah.
but I'm just kind of like, I'm not really buying Gahn. I can't see how he maybe play the under or something. I guess I wouldn't play a heavyweight debutant at minus 400. It's fucking heavyweight. It's got 4 fights or five
Yeah.
fights.
This is the second of 3 fights I haven't taped, so I literally know nothing about these guys. Like, what's kind of the Wikipedia
He's
breakdown?
Gahn's a hyper athletic French Muay Thai guy. He's not really shown any real grappling capability.
Yep.
Pessoa just kind of just walks forward and swangs. He's apparently got decent grappling according to like his Wikipedia, according to like actual like capping his grappling, but he rarely uses it. So
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't shock me if like Pessoa just turned out to just like hit a takedown and sub Garn just because like Garn has no real grappling background, but
And it's
because
heavyweight.
Pessoa hasn't really been doing it, Pessoa hasn't really been using his grappling much. Who knows?
Yeah.
And I think it's probably honestly a showpiece fight, a showcase fight for Garn. I think it's intentional matchmaking.
Yeah. I'll do a quick tape on it, but yeah, it looks like this fight's not going to the cards according to the odds, so I just haven't taped yet.
Yeah,
Barzola Moffitt, I hit Moffitt early, and I think I'm gonna arb out as well. Like, I
yeah.
got some good arbs this card, like 2 or 3.
So then
Um,
where'd you get? I've got some plus 162 for Moffat. I was just like, fuck it.
it was
Pretty sure it's gonna come in.
plus 160, so it's not as big as like the Macedo arb, but it's still gonna like cash out a little bit. Um, I think I'm just gonna cash out now because like
Yeah,
the line I could see it bouncing back. It might go even more in Moffitt's favor. I'm not really sure. I might as well just take the for sure small cash now. But the way I see this fight, um, I don't trust South American wrestling like Barzola
yeah,
has. Like I'm getting Holtzman. I think I talked to you about this. I'm getting Holtzman, Patrick
yep,
Patrick vibes. I played Holtzman as a dog in that matchup, but we
yep,
had more data on that fight as seeing
yeah.
like both of their grappling a lot. So I kind of like had a feeling Holtzman was going to be a lot better, especially because Holtzman has really good get ups. You can't really hold him down. But
Yeah.
on this fight, the only time we really saw someone wrestle Barzola, like test him
Yeah.
defensively, because that's Moffitt's game, offensive wrestling, obviously, is really like Bochniak kind of got a takedown. And I didn't really like what I saw from Barzola, but it was still like a 30-second sequence. So I just don't know. Um, but Moffitt also kind of sucks standing. So it, do you think Barzola is a better striker here? I would like probably favor him there, but
Jamie
I
just dropped out for like probably 10 seconds.
oh, sorry. I said I
Yeah,
didn't really like what I saw in the 30-second sequence of Barzola versus Bochniak when he got taken down, to where it
yeah.
kind of like makes me fear for Barzola as far as like his defensive wrestling and Moffitt getting that game going. But at the same time, Moffitt's not very good at striking. So um
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like, Moffat's striking is kind of what worries me about
yeah,
picking him here.
yeah,
And as it's in South America. I'm because it's in Uruguay and with experience of Uruguayan judges, I'm kind of hesitant because like I think we could just see some meme shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of makes it close. Like I just don't think we have enough data on Barzola's kind of like defensive
Yeah,
all-around grappling game because all we really see from his grappling is he can shoot a double leg up against the cage and take you down and
yeah.
not really hold you down, and he can kind of just keep getting those takedowns. So I don't know. I feel like he's probably the better striker here. I don't think it's like a mismatch there though.
Yep.
So I don't know. Like I really don't have strong opinions. I did think that plus 160 line was like too much, so that's kind of why I hit it. But I'm just gonna arb out, and it's probably just a close fight, you know.
Also, part of my issue, I'm also Moffat issue. He does have a bit of sacrifice and mission before position tendencies,
Yeah, yeah.
which is always annoying.
Who was that against? Bryce Mitchell, where he just
Yeah,
gave. He still should have won that round, but he.
yeah.
Um, I re
Remember I had the GTD on that fight, and I felt really lucky. Subs or something. I was just being idiots.
There's a few sub opportunities, but yeah, I watched that round and it was funny because his corner was telling him to do the right thing. Whenever he was
Yeah,
like setting up that Darce choke in round 3, they go stay on top, and then he just went for the Darce and got first. But
uh,
he still won
but
4 minutes in that round.
Darce live chose him. When you got options, when you got access to that sort of shit, you have to go for it, in my opinion. But what else you got? Pichota versus Rodolfo Vieira. I'm kind of tempted by Piota. I do think Piota, however we pronounce it, is not terrible. Like he had that gas fest, he completely suffered cardio death against me a shot. But he looked pretty good in the run up to that fight. And
Um,
just the way Vieira's grappling game works, he's very sort of submission before position and sort of gi guard passing specialist, which I'm not necessarily sure is the right skill set to transition to MMA. Like Pachota's decent grappling in his own right,
um,
but
yeah,
the cardio death he suffered is concerning.
I I think the line's right. I kind of disagree. Like I'm not saying Piocha has no chance, but his cardio's so bad to where I just feel like he's kind of has to get an early finish or he's fucked. Um,
Yeah,
I personally like Vieira's takedowns. Like it kind of reminds me of Damian Maya in the sense where he's a jujitsu guy who actually can shoot different takedowns, and they look like he actually knows what he's doing. Like he can switch off to singles. He's got a good double. Um, I yeah, I think he's gonna sub Pio personally, but
yeah,
Pio
decent
is a fun
chance.
grappler though. It's just he gets too tired.
How about Piota KO too? Piota in first round. Like Vieira is
Yeah,
very raw.
yeah, I could see that happening. Like I think that's kind of his win condition. Um,
Yeah.
but dude, his cardio's bad, and Vieira does grapple you in a way to where I feel like he'll just get tired. You know, um, that's why I think Vieira will get a finish, just because Piotr will be exhausted at some point. But yeah,
I think the
I
cardio's.
cap him winning 6 to 7 out of 10. Like that's kind of what I think on Vieira. So
I think the cardio is like you got the Meerschaert fight, obviously, but has that been inconsistent for him across Piota's career?
there was another fight. I don't always watch guys' regional fights just because there's a lot of improvement. It's so I kind of just watch their like recent last 4 fights. And
Yeah,
hold on, I'm pulling it up. There was another fight where he pretty much took off all of round 2 because you could tell he
yeah,
was getting tired, but it didn't look as obvious. But it was against Jonathan Wilson. And he had like a good round 1, and then in round 2 he literally threw like 3 strikes and did nothing, and then he kind of like had a break, and then round 3 he fought a little better, but you could tell like neither guy did anything in round 2, and you could tell it was because he was preserving himself, and so it just like raised that cardio suspicion in my mind. So
yeah.
that's why like you can go before you play Piota, I would watch that fight. Maybe I'm interpreting it differently, but I do think it's like worth watching because I think the cardio issues repeatable. Like it's
Yeah,
like a frequent thing. So that's kind of what I think on this fight.
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
don't.
haven't pulled the trigger or anything. I'm just considering it.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, for
Uh,
sure. Like Piazza could get it done early though.
yeah,
I just I just think if he doesn't, he's kind of fucked.
yeah, true. Latifi versus Ozdemir, like the third time we've had this fight made. I'm
Yeah.
still siding with Latifi. I've picked Latifi 3 times now, or twice, or however many times it's been.
What line did you get him at?
Plus 125.
Yeah, I
Like I'm Gecko dog or pass in the situation to begin with, because like Vulcan, you kind of have to pencil in he's going to lose round 3 regardless of whatever happens.
yeah.
I'm kind of feeling I'm just feeling a very close decision. I think Latifi has a grappling upside here.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the Ozdemir hype, I guess, is just because he looked kind of decent against that Rays. But like, I think that was that was a very clear Rays win. A and B, it's how good is Dominic Reyes?
Yeah. Um I can't really remember for like the reasons why, but I had this marked up as a pass, like, and I remember taping it deep. I just can't remember everything that I saw, so I didn't want to tape it again, you know,
Yeah,
because I already marked it up to a pass. But I remember thinking like Latifi might be a decent dog play, but I wasn't
yeah,
like I don't know, like I wasn't enthusiastic about either side. I think there's something about like a lot of Ozdemir's demise on the floor was when
yeah.
people put hooks in, and I think Latifi doesn't put hooks in. I can't remember, but I think that was like one of the main things I saw. I do think Latifi with that Cormier like single leg where he cross lifts you up in the air. Like you know when you have a single and you
Yeah,
pick someone up, yeah, he kind of
yeah.
does that, and I remember thinking he could get that going against Ozdemir, but I do think Ozdemir has like better volume. Um, but yeah, that's kind of it. Like I didn't have like too strong opinions, so
And they both gas out pretty badly anyway. So
yeah.
like, this is gonna be just a meme fight. This is gonna be a meme shit fight going to round 3. In my opinion, like it will just be whoever's less gassed in round 3. They'll somehow split the first 2 rounds, and then it will
Yeah,
just be
like
all Latifi.
it seems like a close fight, and Ozdemir's line implies 60% win probability. So, like, you need to cap him at like 67% to be getting like to make it a good play. And I just don't
Yeah,
see how you could get there. I could see it on the reverse end of the current line of getting
yeah.
like Latifi's, like making that value. But I'm probably just going to pass at the current line because I remember just not caring when I taped. Um,
This fight is peak light heavyweight. How dare you? Don't miss it.
You're good at these fights, though. So, like,
I lost in sausage. My reign of terror is over.
yeah, but you're also like 80% on these, so you might as well. That's still a
Yeah.
good clip. Like, you're gonna
Well,
get
light
one.
heavyweight's actually my most profitable. Well, I'm not sure if it is after like the sausage sauce, but it was actually my most profitable weight class. Light heavyweight just appeals to me. That's like 45% win rate ROI at light heavyweight money lines.
I think welterweight. I think welterweight's my best like weight class, and I think out of like the top 10 guy matchups in the last year, I don't think I've missed a fight. I hit Usman, I hit Colby recently, I hit Colby over RDA, so that's kind of mine. So it looks like you're the light heavyweight king, though.
You missed Masvidal over Askren, you coward.
I didn't play that. I hit Masvidal over Till though, and I hit Leon Edwards over RDA. That's just been my weight class.
Yeah, actually, light heavy. No, so light heavy is behind women's bantamweight and flyweight and men's flyweight at this point for me. Unfortunate. So I have just the frame meme. I need to get women's. I need to get men's light heavyweight back up there. That's one of my favorite meme weight classes.
Didn't you hit Smith sub round 3 over Ozdemir?
No, it's just purely money lines. I actually don't have any losing weight classes. It's good.
Yeah.
Breaking even featherweight and bantamweight, but well. Bantamweight versus Luis Garagori. Now, this is going to come to a narrative I call that, yes, Bantamweight is bad, but he's also in the top 10% of fighters in the world. Luis Garagori is a can crusher who has fought Uruguay and nobodies. Please do not play Garagori as a favourite.
This is a third fight that I haven't taped. I have to get to this too. I know
I sent you the
Bandit.
tape you need to watch. I said it took 20 seconds.
Yeah, isn't he just like a YouTube fighter? Like,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be picking Garagori with any confidence against, like, average TNC competition.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
I'm just... he's beating up some shit. He's beating up some cats. Like, yeah, he's beating people in the Uruguayan regionals. Congratulations. I'm not sure what he's particularly good at. Like, he seems to have okay hands.
yeah,
El
I just
Bandai's athlete, real camp, is younger, has upside, has UFC experience. Like, I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting it as all close shit fest to be frank. But I don't see how you give Garagori favoritism. Like, I just feel like people are just fading Bandai blindly.
yeah, it's just really hard to like watch these like fights on YouTube against bad competition and then kind of like know for sure how they're going to be in the cage, you know, like when they so like betting on Louis kind of it's just kind of against one of my principles. So, but I still haven't looked enough to be confident in Bandonnet either. But
Yeah,
I'll kind of make that decision. But I'm always kind of like the UFC, unless if it's like a different circumstance, like if it's an LFA guy or something, to where you kind of see more of their game. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't have strong opinions now because I haven't taped. But Luque Perry, I think this line's a little wide.
yeah, I'd agree. I've got a little bit on Perry plus 200.
Yeah,
Um, I
I
think I think Luque might just blow him out the building. Like, I think Luque might just destroy him in 2 minutes. But if he doesn't, I think it becomes a lot more interesting.
yeah. It's just like I'm not I don't know if I'm gonna play anything here, but it's just if he went to war with Brian Barberena and Perry can go to war. Like I don't even think Luque was justified at minus 220 versus Barberena, you know? And
Yep.
I don't think Perry and Barberena are like too
Yeah.
far off as far as just like their ability to beat Luque.
Yep.
It's like Perry's super fucking durable. He's tough. And Luque will brawl. So it just kind of makes it, I don't know. Luque could sub him though. I'll be looking at
Yeah.
that line.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope. We get like plus 500 or something on Luque sub. Like, I
Yeah.
got some ridiculous line on Luque sub against Krantz, and like that pretty much came down to 50-50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he knocked him out, but like he lost. Like, he pretty much had the anaconda position. I was just praying he'd go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Perry can definitely make this interesting down the line. Like, if the way you beat Oliveira could really happen again. Like, and Luque is just so defensively void.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Luque just seems to he just operates by putting his stuff out, and you put your stuff out, and he hopes he's got the biggest dick. But Mike Perry is capable of winning that fight.
That's the way I see it too. Like Mike Perry's tough enough and hits hard enough to where he can make shit interesting. To where I know people who are like heavy on Luque,
Yep.
and it's just like, yeah, like I think he wins, but I just think like I don't know. What's that implied win? Like 68%? You got to cap him at
Yep.
like 75. And I'm like, I don't know. Like that might be pushing it a little bit.
I think I think there's definitely a chance that Luque just comes out and blasts him in like a minute, and everybody like
Easily.
just
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, Perry was fucked." But I feel like if it goes longer than a minute or two, it's going to be a 50-50. It's going to be a lot closer to one.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, I could see Luque killing him, but it's just like, he also may not kill him. So,
Yeah,
uh,
even live betting on this probably worth live betting. I feel like Luque is most likely to get round one.
yeah.
You probably get like Perry like plus 400 or something after round one, and yeah, you've missed it. You've avoided losing on a Luke destruction, and like I think Perry will just sort of claw his way back into the fight. Like
Yeah.
Perry's cardio was not bad, and Perry's tough. Well, I don't think his chin is necessarily elite, but he's definitely tough, and he doesn't go away.
I mean, he gave Ponzinibbio like a really close fight.
Yeah, he's given
And
everybody this close fight over this apart from Shaban.
his one fight that I was disappointed in him was losing to Max Griffin because Max Griffin sucks. But
You shot your whole mouth.
so I had to take a dig at you there. But
You're being a fly to Diana Ball, so yeah.
how did Max Griffin win that fight? Like I wouldn't pick him over. Like, he
I don't know.
sucks.
I had money on Max Griffin. I had money on Max Griffin over Mike Perry, and I won on it. Like I can't.
Yeah,
Max Griffin showed like an actual jab and straight punching skill.
he does have straight punching. That's all he has.
It was enough.
God, he fucking fuck that guy. But anyway,
Look, how's the Max Griffin fade going for you?
it's not over yet. But
Yeah, I think it is. Max Griffin's gonna win the title. Griffin vs Covington 2 coming to a Florida card near you.
God, dude, I hate watching him fight. Like all he does is like throw straight punches, and then he lands a double leg and doesn't know what to do. When he lands, he just kind of holds your legs and has no idea what to do on top, and just hopes he can hold on to you long enough to where he can like bleed the clock. But anyway, fuck him. And in this fight, I kind of just what's up?
Look, Max Griffin taught Aspen Ladd all she knows.
Do they train together?
Yes.
Our two nemesis like
No, it's my favorite fight and Aspen Ladd training together is strange.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I don't hate Max Griffin. It's just kind of a fun like rivalry because he fucked me last fight. But it was still probably not a good play by me. But it just is what it is. I don't know. Then Valentina Carmouche. I think I mean, Valentina should dominate, but I think the only discussion is does this go to the distance or not? And I kind of think it's like 50-50. It just depends if Valentina is aggressive or not, I feel.
She could just take her head off another round of massive head kick. I'm still pissed off about my sub deck loss. I had Shevchenko submission decision and lost on that, and that was a bit annoying. But yeah, I have no strong compulsion or conviction about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Carmouche is pretty tough. He's wandering forwards. I'm not really looking for. I might not even bother watching the fight live. To be honest. Shevchenko's kind of avoid until she gets something actually interesting to fight.
It's just sometimes it's kind of hard to just know if these fight like these. It's almost like John Jones sometimes, where like he's like way better than most of the fighters he goes against, and you don't really. It's like what is his game plan? Like, is he going to go for like takedowns? Is he going to just like have a tepid kickboxing match where he just kind of like wins 50-45? It's just kind of hard to know the pace of the fight, so it's kind of hard to predict these things, I feel.
Yeah, that's fair. It really comes down to what Shevchenko's mood is on the day.
Agreed.
It's hard to punt that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for UFC Uruguay. We've got UFC 241 next week, which I think is a bit more interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 money line plays on that card, UFC 241. I already have 2 plays actually, so
I
have 3 plays.
Let's just check what I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like 5, 6 things I'm willing to play on there.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, Kenny kicked in again. Fuck. I should have kept my position.
Yeah.
Let's check. I had some Kenny plus 130 lying around. I can't remember if I cashed out and I cancel or not. I need to do something else with it.
Yeah.
So what else? I think 241's a pretty good card. Uruguay's got some decent matchups. Not much of real earth-shattering interest, but yeah, I'm down for most of the undercard.
Yeah, I'll Yeah, like anyone, like for people listening, if I have any more plays, like I don't know, I just sometimes we film this kind of like midweek, so
Yep.
it's hard. But if I have any more plays, I'll just like tweet them out. So pay attention to my Twitter. Sometimes I don't have all my plays finalized. Like last week, I didn't have Covington at the time of the recording, but later I did. So, and I know you're the same way. So check Gugabe's Twitter too. But that's all. That's all I got. So we'll talk about 241 next week, and good luck, everyone. Thanks
Yeah,
for
good luck.
yeah.
Have a
Have
good
a good
one.
one.
Please play. See ya. Bye.
Yeah.